Hey everyone! Today we are making fall watercolor napkin rings. It's super easy. You just need some unfinished wood napkin rings. I'm using some silk leaves for inspiration of color, some brushes, water, and I'm using watercolor paints that are from a random set that I was given a while ago. But any watercolor, as far as I can tell, will probably work just fine. So decide what color palette you want. I went with more of like a fiery yellow, orange, red vibe. Full disclosure, I ended up doing this two different ways because the first way that I thought was going to work, which one would think would work, did not work. And that method was these are watercolor, wood is unfinished, so the wood would absorb the water with the paint pigments and create like a cool ombre effect. And you know what didn't happen? That. So I put some really saturated watercolor paint in a little cup, thought, okay, we're going to match the colors up, and what we're going to do is we're going to let the unfinished wood napkin ring soak in there. And if you've ever done an ombre effect, you can usually watch it, kind of seep up the side, and obviously wood floats. So I thought, okay, cool. I'll put half of it in one side, I'll put some other ones in another color, and then I'll just rotate them and flip them. Well, spoiler alert, that didn't happen. It came out okay on the red. That was the one that was the most saturated. Didn't love the finish personally. So it kind of just looked like I spilt my wine on it. Ultimately, I did not like proceeding with that method. So I just kind of played musical chairs with the napkin rings to see if I liked any of them. You can see the orange. It doesn't really look orange. So I thought, well, maybe we'll try putting it in a little red and letting the red soak it up. In the end, it did a little bit, but anything besides red really just didn't stand up on the wood at the end of the day. So I hadn't finished doing all of them yet. I have some of these unfinished ones. I'm like, let me just try and paint on here directly. And you know what? It worked. So I'm obviously going for like a watercolor kind of abstract look. So everything's just kind of a nice blend together. So I just put watercolor directly on a wet brush and put it on the napkin ring. I think you could use this technique for honestly anything, but we started with napkin rings. It was in this moment that I realized, you know what we should have done? We should have sanded these down a little bit. Not that they're not smooth, but there's just like little pigments of wood remnants I can feel as I'm going over it specifically with a brush. Is it a big deal? No. Will it hurt my napkins? No. It's just more of a personal aesthetic when you're touching it personally. But nevertheless, I started with red, not sure why. Then I went to yellow, and then I went to orange just to kind of help blend things together. You could do whatever order you want. And I would say I would probably start with yellow, then orange, and then go to red because it just helps keep that color a little purer, I think. But either way, started painting it on there. Obviously, it gets a little spotchy, so you just add a little bit of water, and boom, watercolor paint amazingly reacts better. It's funny how that works. So that helps fill in all of the little crevices and what have yous, and then just filling it in here and there. And then I was like, I don't think there's enough contrast on here, even after I fill in all the little spots with water. So what you'll see here in a second is I end up going back in with some paint just to get a little bit more of a vibrant color. And I sped this up really quick because honestly, this is just going to depend on you and how you want yours to look. So I'm not going to get into the nitty gritties of like, I put this 3 inches the other way. I just tried to space out the colors a little bit, because that's at the end of the day, what we're trying to do. We're just trying to have like a nice, pretty kind of ombre almost effect. Don't forget to do the insides. That is going to be important because you don't want somebody to pull out a napkin and then be like, ooh, unfinished wood. Unless you want that look, and then you do you. So super simple. Just make sure you keep adding a little bit of water to your brush to keep the paint moving freely and just smoothly across everything. But honestly, this was really easy. And once I figured this out, I just pretty much went through the rest of the bunch here and just was like, you know what, we're going to make these work. And we did. And it looks beautiful. I really like the finish. I wish I had better napkins to go in them that complemented them better. The closest orange napkins I had were like, meh, they're okay, but I think it was like, I wish I would have had like a nice chocolate brown napkin or something. I think that would have made them stand out really nice, kind of like a tree, you know, like a tree branch, or, you know, like that kind of earthy color. But you know what? Next year. Or not. Maybe I'll make something else next year. I don't know. But for right now, I just want you to see that even though I did try to pre-soak them in colors, me adding the paint directly to them did not hurt them at all. I wasn't sure what the saturation levels of the wood being, you know, having soaked in water for a little bit, if that would affect it. From what I can tell, if anything, it probably made the process like a little easier. Okay, so all you need when they're completely dry is a little bit of a satin varnish finish, just to make sure it does. I don't think the color is gonna leak on anything, but you never know. So why am I showing you this footage? Well, mostly because something went wrong with my phone when I was recording and I don't have other footage right now, but I wanted you to see what this looks like. I have a thicker, lighter orange napkins on the outside, and I have thinner, almost burnt orange napkins on the inside, so you can see why I think like maybe like a chocolate would look nice with this. But either way, I love the watercolor effect. Just need to get the right napkin for it. I think these could be used in all sorts of different scenarios, but think about all the different color combinations you could do. Easy gifts for Christmas. Think about that. You can make a whole setup super quick. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. It's super easy. I've told you what not to do, and more to come. Once they dry, put a little bit of satin varnish on it just to seal in that paint. Why did my recording device, which is my old phone, act this way and record chunky? I do not know. Why is the color distorted? I'm not really sure. I assume it's probably because I put orange on wood and thought the camera could pick that up well. And now I know for next time. But you can see that they look really cool. I love seeing the bright yellows next to the reds, next to those beautifully blended oranges. I have two different types of orange napkins here. This one's a little bit more of a thicker cotton. That's a paler orange. Still looks really nice on here. I really like the bushiness of it. And then this napkin is a hem stitch, a thinner one with almost a burnt orange. I think out of the two of them, I preferred this one more. But it looks so cool either way. I'm really excited about this. I feel like these could be nice transitions for either your like your summer into fall, or you know, like even from Halloween to Thanksgiving. I think you could really use these. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, subscribed if you want to see more. If you have questions, I always do my best to respond, so make sure you put them in the comment section down below. And make sure you check out some of my other playlists. I have a lot of content for all sorts of random things you might not have ever known you needed to make. But then once you see it, you need to. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.